What if the biggest risk to your faith isn't failure, but looking like you're doing fine? Because it's possible to fool everyone and still be completely empty, not just other people, yourself. And if we're honest, that's a little unsettling, because it means you can build a life that looks healthy on the outside, while something essential is missing underneath. That's the tension sitting inside one of the most overlooked moments of Holy Week. It's Tuesday. Jesus is on his way back into the city, and Matthew tells us he's hungry, fully God and fully human, walking, feeling, needing, and along the road, he sees a fig tree covered in leaves, which, in that world, meant one thing: there should be fruit. So he goes to it, up close, not from a distance, and finds nothing, just leaves. No fruit, no life, no substance, and in an instant he speaks, and the tree withers, right there. And it feels abrupt, almost harsh, until you realize, this isn't random, this is a reveal. Because that tree wasn't just empty, it was advertising something it didn't have. It looked alive, but it wasn't. And Jesus exposed it. Now feel the tension here, because the disciples don't ask the question we expect. They don't ask why, they ask how. How did that just happen? And Jesus starts talking about faith, about mountains moving, about trusting God when things feel impossible, which sounds like a shift. But it's not, because the same authority that can wither a tree is the authority you trust when life feels immovable. And this moment is setting up something bigger. Because right after this, Jesus walks into the temple, and the religious leaders confront him. They question his authority. They challenge who he is. And instead of arguing, Jesus tells stories. One about 2 sons, one about a vineyard, and both stories press the same point. It's not about what you say. It's not about how things look. It's about what your life actually produces. One son talks a good game, but never follows through. The other struggles at first, but ends up obeying. Which one mattered? The one with fruit. Then the vineyard. Everything is set up to succeed. Built, prepared, provided for, and entrusted to tenants. All they have to do is steward it. But they don't. They want control. They want ownership. They want the benefit, without surrender. And suddenly the connection becomes clear. The fig tree, the vineyard, the leaders, same issue. They were given something, but didn't steward it. They had the appearance without the substance. And this is where it turns toward us, because we know how to do this too. We know how to build lives that look right, say the right things, show up in the right spaces, keep everything polished enough that no one looks too closely. Leaves aren't hard to grow, but fruit? That's different. Fruit takes connection, roots, dependence, and Jesus makes it clear later. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me, you will bear fruit, not perform, not pretend, produce, naturally, which means if the fruit isn't there, something deeper is off. At the church at Estrella, Pastor Charles said it in a way that cuts straight through. This isn't just about behavior, it's about stewardship. Are you trusting God with what He's given you, or trying to control it? Because control can look a lot like life for a while, until it doesn't. Until something exposes what's really there. And that's the question that lingers. If Jesus walked up and inspected your life, not from far away, but up close, what would He actually find? Not what you intend, not what you say. What's real? Is there love, joy, peace, or just the appearance of it? And this isn't meant to push you away. It's meant to pull you in. Because Jesus doesn't expose what's empty to shame you. He exposes it to invite you back to something real, back to connection, back to life at the root. So maybe the next step is simple. Slow down. Get honest. Ask God, what kind of fruit is actually growing in me right now? And then listen. Because the goal was never to look alive. It's to be alive. And that only happens when you stay connected to Him.